Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Dayang Balqis Binti Romzi from ALG 24001A. So today I'm going to be doing a presentation based on my assignment of EPC424 description of English syntax. So first, this is the chosen sentence for this presentation. Hakyu Hanshin Express operates warehouses in Japan and overseas, along with an international freight network that extends around the world. So as you can see here, there's a comma. So usually, there is a main clause and a non-restrictive modifier, which also called NRM. Let's take a look. So I have highlighted the main clauses and the NRM in the sentences. So here it is. The red one is the main clause and the non-restrictive modifier is the green one. So let's go and take a look of each constituents of each main clause and NRM. So first we have the main clause here. So the first constituent here is Hakyu Hanshin Express, which is a noun phrase that is functioning as a subject in the sentence. And then we have the main verb MV, which is operates. I will be explaining the verb in more detail later in the tree diagram. And then we have warehouses, which is a direct object of the main verb. So maybe probably you can guess what type of verb it is. And then we have in Japan and overseas, which is a prepositional phrase functioning as an adjective. So let's take a look at the tree diagram. So here the T diagram here we have aim clause, a sign that shows it's a main clause, and then we have the noun phrase subject. Okay, there's two branch under a main clause here, which is a noun phrase subject and a verb phrase predicate. So first of all, noun phrase subject here, and we have Hakyu Hanshin expressed earlier, which is a proper noun, so we put it as prop N. And then we have two more branches under verb phrase predicate. This is the first one is the main verb, which is in present tense, no aspect, no aspect of perfect or progressive, and it is the type of verb it is VT, which is a transitive verb, intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs. So operates. So when it is VT, it comes with a direct object here. Noun phrase direct object. So what is the direct object here? The direct object here is the warehouses. So yeah. And then after the direct object, one more branches here we have prepositional that is functioning as an adjective. The whole constituent in Japan and overseas here is a prepositional that is function as an adjective for the warehouses. It explains more about the warehouses. So under the prepositional phrase here, we have prepositional, of course, in, and then we have the noun phrase object of the prepositional phrase of the prepositional. Japan and overseas. So we see here there's three branches. Japan is a proper noun, and then we have in, which is a conjunction, and overseas just a noun. So let's take a look at the non-restrictive modifier, or called NRM. So we have here the NRM here is functioning as a prepositional phrase adverbial association. So we have here along with, you can see here, as a prepositional, and then we have an international freight network, which is an object of the prepositional. And then we have here that extends around the world, to where the sentence that I line here is actually a relative clause, and that is a relative pronoun. So it's a relative clause that is functioning as an adjective. Why is it adjective? Because it's explained more about the international freight network. And then we have extends here, which is another main verb. And then we have around the world, which is a prepositional phrase that is functioning as adverbial place. So let's take a look at more detail at the tree diagram. So here is the tree diagram of the NRM. So we have here the first, we put one branches here, a prepositional phrase, adverbial association. Then we have two branches under it. We have preposition along with, and then we have noun phrase object of preposition. And we have here noun phrase head. On is a determiner, so we put it determiner, but under the indefinitive article. So we have indefinitive article and definitive article under determiner. And then we have a noun phrase here, international freight, which is international here function as an adjective for the noun freight. And then we have here the relative clause. Here you can see the sentence that extends around the world. Here is a relative clause because of the relative pronoun that right here. And then under it we have phrase predicate. And then we have two branches. Explains more about the main verb here. The main verb here is also the same. It's just a present. No progressive, no perfect, which is means no expect here. And then it is a VI, which is a transitive verbs. The verb extends here, meaning that when it's a VI, it can stand on its own. There's no need for any direct object or any object complement, unlike VT or VC. So you can literally, along with an international friend that extends, you can stop there without any more further. So this is a VI. And then afterwards, we have the prepositional phrase that functioning as an adverbial place, because around the world here is indicating where it is. So we have the preposition, of course, around, and then we have the object of the preposition, which is the world here, a noun phrase. We have determiner, and this is the definitive art. And then and then we have work, which is the noun. So here it is. This is the full tree diagram of the sentences. You can see here we have the main clause here, and this is the NRAM here. And I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.